Yes, you can become unbelievably wealthy if you follow this simple method. Stay till the end and I'll prove it with some simple calculations. I'll even reveal the eighth wonder of the world according to Einstein. I hope it will open your eyes and blow your mind. Perhaps it will even do both like it did to me some time ago. Hello and welcome back. Today I will teach you how to become unbelievably wealthy by saving through your retirement accounts and investing those savings in an easy and a foolproof way. I'm going to use a simple tax return and some numbers that will definitely make sense to you. Without further ado, let's dive in. We're going to look at this couple's tax return now. There's John Sample. John made $60,000 in wages this year, and he made no contributions to his 401k. So line 12D is completely empty. Now let's take a look at Jane Sample's W-2 here. Jane Sample also made $60,000 and also made no contribution to her retirement account. Now, if you look at their 1040, they will be reporting the entire amount, which is $120,000 in wages on line 1A because they have no pre-tax deduction for the contribution to their retirement account. Their taxable income comes down to $92,300 now after subtracting the standard deduction. And then that results in the federal tax of $10,927. In this example, I took North Carolina as a state return. So let's take a look at their North Carolina state return. Other states will probably work fairly similarly. So line 6 is their federal adjusted gross income, which is $120,000. Remember, they didn't subtract anything. They didn't contribute to their retirement account. So they're reporting the entire amount of their wages. That brings down to line 15, which is their state tax of $4,394. Remember that, $4,394. Now let's take a look at some numbers real quick. Right, so here is the calculation. So take a look at this column here that says no retirement. Those are their numbers now when they don't contribute to their retirement account. So their federal tax was $10,927. Their state tax was $4,394. That brings their total tax to $15,321. Then of course they're paying tax on all of that income that they made this year. Now let's take a look at the same couple's tax return when they actually make contributions to their 401k and their IRA. Now, John Sample this time also made $60,000, but because he contributed $22,500, which is the max. 2023, he only report $37,500 in wages here. Now, if we go down to the next page, his wife's W-2, and here Jane Sample has the same $60,000 in wages. That's how she actually made, but because she contributed $22,500 to her retirement account, her wages are $37,500. Their reported wages on 1040 now down from $120,000 down to $75,000, right? So they did not report the $45,000 total of retirement contribution on their 1040. Because of that, their tax is now $3,679. Let's take a look at their state tax return. Their state tax is $1,544. Let's look at some interesting numbers, shall we? On this spreadsheet, this section shows their federal and state taxes. This column here shows their federal and state taxes when they do not make any contributions to their retirement accounts, and those add up to $15,321. This column here shows their federal and state taxes when they contribute to their retirement accounts, and those two add to $5,223. The bottom section here is their contributions to their 401k accounts. Each one has contributed $22,500, and so that adds to $45,000. This section here shows their contributions to their IRA accounts. Each one is contributing $6,500, and that adds to $13,000. Here, as you can see clearly, the tax saving for the year when they contribute to retirement account is over $10,000. And the total retirement contributions that they make between the IRA and the 401k is $58,000. A lot of employers match employees' contributions to their retirement account up to 6% of their salary. In this case, they make $60,000 each, and that means each one gets $3,600, adding to $7,200. Now, all of those green numbers add to $75,298. That is the total amount available for them to invest this year. Even though they have over $75,000 available for investment this year, the only amount that is actually coming out of their income is $58,000. That federal tax savings and then the employer matching, that is free money. They would have lost those if they had not contributed to their retirement account. We are on NerdWallet website looking at the compound interest calculator. Let me scroll down a little bit to show you the initial setup here for John and Jane Sample this year, because remember they contributed to their retirement account and have some savings available to invest. So the initial setup here is they have saved $75,000 total federal tax savings, the employer match contribution, and then their contributions to their 401k and IRA account. So that total to a little over 75,000, but we'll take the 75,000 as the starting point. And then we're going to assume that they're going to make the same contributions going forward. We're just going to do $60,000. That's like $5,000 a month. So $60,000 annually. And we're going to assume that they're about 40 years now. So they will compound until they're 60. That gives them about 20 years of growth ahead. And I used the 10% estimated rate of return, which is pretty much what the S&P 500 has returned over the years, and that's compounded annually, right? With that setup, they are going to have very close to $4 million in 20 years when they retire. Power of compounding. This couple who has not started saving for retirement yet, and let's say they're 40 years old, if they start today, they will have $4 million by the time they're 60, and they can comfortably retire. That is how you become insanely wealthy through your retirement accounts. If you find this video helpful, please like and share it. And don't forget to subscribe and come back to my channel. Thank you and see you soon.